Good morning. Today is day 77. We are leaving Oxbow, which is not a lot there, and we're headed to Baker City, which we hope there's a lot more there. It's about 70 miles today. It's supposed to be hot. It's supposed to be 100 degrees, full sun. Should be an interesting day. It's 5 after 6 in the morning, so Mike and I took off especially early today, trying to beat the heat. So we should have a good ride. A lot of hills today, so it will be a challenge, but we'll make it. Quiet, peaceful riding this early in the morning. This road, according to the camp host, has very little traffic. We haven't seen one car yet. It's 5:30. 3 hours difference than Michigan. First vehicle of the day. Of course, it's a logging truck. We've seen a lot of those in the last week and a half. We are riding through an area that they call free range. And what that means is the cattle can go wherever they want. They're not held in by fences or anything, so you have to be careful when you're driving and when you're riding a bike, because there's cow dung all over the place. You don't want that flipping up into your face when you're riding. But this is what you get. They look pretty friendly. Hey buddy, how you doing? They're just making sure I'm not gonna bother them. That guy's a little nervous. So that's what you get. So we're on Route 86 all day today, the bottom sign. Baker City 63 miles now. Going back the way we came, Oxbow 7. Making progress. Check out the sun in my mirror. That's why I didn't want to go west to east on this ride, because we would have been looking into that sun every morning. This way, we don't look into it, and the cars coming up from behind us can see us. And the cars who can't see as well are on the other side of the road, so hopefully they won't be near us. Riding through one more valley surrounded by mountains. This has got to be the barn of the day. Look at how steep that roof is, like most of them in this valley. And they're metal roofs, maybe because of the amount of snow. Also, look at the emblem on the front of the barn. Hopefully you can see it. Barn of the day, with cows to boot. First snack of the day. Nice big apple. Really good. 52 miles to Baker City. And if you look real close, you can see our road starting the first major climb up over and through these mountains. Here's a shot of the valley that I'm pedaling out of right now. Hell's Canyon, or Oregon Scenic Byway. I've been following these signs. This is the third day now. Well, let me tell you, that was a heck of a climb. 3,653 feet is this elevation for the summit. It was a climb, but I made it. Now let's see what the reward is. There's the reward, a 7% grade down for 3 miles. And here's the view. Entering Richland. This is going to be our first stop of the day. We're hoping we can find some breakfast. It is 8:30. We've gone 28 miles. We've got the biggest climb behind us. We still have 40 miles to go, but we can do it. We're just hope we can find some breakfast here. There is Richland Cafe. This looks like it might be our breakfast spot. Woohoo! All right, we had a great breakfast at the cafe in Richland, and we have 41 miles now to Baker City. There's nothing between Richland and Baker City, so whatever we have is what we have as far as water and food goes. 40 miles should take us about 4 hours. We do have a lot of climbing, so it might take me 5 hours. And it's 9:30 right now, so 5 hours. 9:30, 10:30, 11:30, 12:30, 1:30, 2:30. Okay, I'm hoping to get there by 2 or 2:30, so let's see how that plan goes. One cow, all by itself, just meandering down the river. I don't know. So after leaving the cafe, not only did we still have 40 miles to go, but the wind has picked up, and it's either hitting us right in our face or at 10 or 11 o'clock on our shoulder. That's going to add an hour to our ride, easy. It's a nasty wind. We've been riding in it now for 20 minutes, at least since we left the cafe, and it's nasty. What do you do? So this has been the Powder River that we've been following ever since we left the restaurant. It's small, and we're going upstream, obviously, and it's windier than hell out here. So we're in this narrow valley, still following the Snake River upstream. The wind is just whipping right through this valley, right into our faces. So not only are we going uphill a little bit, but we have the wind in our face. It's just testing us, that's all. All right, it's time for a ride update. It's noon on Friday. We've gone 45 miles, which means we have 26 miles to go. It's 89 degrees. The wind is definitely a factor. It's either blowing in our face or from our left side, depending on which way this road is curving and bending. But it's certainly a factor when we're riding. So we've got about 3 hours left to go, considering I'm only averaging about 8 to 9 miles an hour because of the wind and the fact that we're going pretty much all uphill all day today. No steep climbs, just that very first one, but this is just a steady climb up at 1 or 2%. So between the climb and the wind, definitely slows you down. Look at this landscape. If it's not irrigated, it's barren and brown, except all along the Snake River where that line of green trees, that's the Snake River. Everything else, brown and barren. Looks like a moonscape. Okay, my bad. It's not the Snake River, it's the Powder River we've been following. As in P-O-W-D-E-R, Powder River. Hello, buddy. How you doing? All right, trip update. 1:30 in the afternoon. Got 14 miles to go. It's 92 degrees out. Not a cloud in the sky. I have a half a bottle of water left. I hope hope that's enough to get me to 14 miles. Normally I'd want more than that, but I have what I have. So I think I'm going up my last climb right now, and then from here it's at least somewhat on the flat. Some rollers, but nothing major. So hopefully I can be in town within an hour and a half. Keep my fingers crossed. Trail Memorial, erected in 1943 by the Kiwanis Club. Coming into the last valley of the day, Baker City, right down there. So we just left the Trail Angel, me and Dave. I asked the guy if he had any water as we were all out. He gave us 5 bottles of water. It was fantastic. I was out, Dave was out, Mike behind us, he was out, and so is Joel. So Dave is actually waiting for Joel and Mike to catch up to him, and he's going to give them each a bottle of water so they can make it into Baker City. This is where old farm equipment comes to die. Holy cow, lots of it. Alright, it is 3:23 and I have made it to Baker City. First thing I'm going to do is go find Mark, who happens to be at an ice cream store. I'm going to get me a big chocolate shake or root beer float, not sure which. But I need one of them bad. Charlie's Handcrafted Delicatessen. This was our ice cream stop, and it was very good. They have misters out here. It was a hot day. It was a tough riding day. Now we're going to go to the Knights Inn, which is down the block, 3 blocks, and find our hotel room. The Knights Inn, our hotel room for the night. So we've all checked into the hotel. We had our showers, got cleaned up, got naps. Now we're going to the steakhouse for a well-deserved dinner. We ended up doing 70 miles today, 5,000 feet of climbing. And it was a tough day because after breakfast, the wind was in our face. So it was a really tough day riding. We're all pretty much in agreement. It was the second toughest day on the tour so far, second only to the one in Kansas where it was 104 degrees with the 25-mile-per-hour crosswind. That day was almost brutally tough. In fact, it was. Today, almost as tough.